we are going to build the ultimate YZ platformed enduro bike ever here on this channel. I'm so excited about this, guys. I have been thinking about a cool build series that we could do for the channel because, you know, a lot of guys are doing that, and I think it's really cool. I haven't ever really jumped into that realm where we take a kind of a beat up, hammered old bike and turn it into something really rad. I do that with new bikes all the time, but I haven't done one of these. I mean, I've done it for myself, but not for YouTube. So I'm super excited. Guys, if you think that that's cool, make sure you stick with us for this video. Also subscribe to the channel, guys. This is going to be a full series. We're going to turn this YZ250 into the ultimate enduro weapon, Western enduro weapon, right? So we're not going to do, it's not hard enduro. We're not doing backy stuff. We're building this specifically for Western style enduros and hare scrambles. I'm super stoked. I ended up getting this bike for building an 85 for another friend of mine. This motorcycle is a 2013, I think, on the frame, and it's got a lot of history with me and with its just recent owner, and actually with a dear friend of mine. So let's go through a little bit of that. I got this bike back in, I don't know, many years ago through helping another friend of mine, Anna Cody. If you guys don't know who Anna is, Google her. She's, I think, the very first woman to ever solo the Baja 1000. Also on the first women's team to ever do the Baja 1000. She's amazing. Her brother's Quinn Cody, who's world famous racer. She brought me 3 total YZ250s. Well, 2 total YZ250s and a whole bunch of parts, and asked me to build her one, and then I could have all the rest of the parts left over. So I built her one, and I kept all the rest. And this is basically what it was. Well, it started off like this. But this is the suspension that was on it. This is the frame that it was. And I got this bike, and I took it to a National Hare and Hound that had TBT suspension, old school stickers, like crazy old school stickers on there. And I actually ended up winning the 40B class on this motorcycle. I mean, I'd ridden it once or twice before I took it out there. And anyway, so this bike has a special place in my heart. I eventually sold it to an employee of mine. He ended up having lots of problems with it. I don't know if it's because I beat the crap out of it, or this is actually was originally Anna's other brother Flint's bike, and I don't know if it was that or just, you know, whatever. But he ended up having issues. We got it all fixed up. He rode it for a while, but now it is locked up tight, and he's tired of it. He doesn't want to work on it. He just wants to get his kid a different motorcycle. And so, yeah, he's trading me this for some work on a KTM 85 to get it ready to sell. And I'm super excited about it because the YZ250 is one of the best platforms for a motorcycle ever. I've owned and ridden an absolute ton of these things. I love them. I love them to death. My kid Thomas is on one right now and doing really well racing on it. My younger boy, Ewan, is on a YZ125 and killing it. So we have a very soft space in our hearts for YZs, and that's why I'm so excited about building this thing. Now, I know a lot of other people have done these, a lot of other people have raced them, won, and all that good stuff. I feel like we are bringing a little bit more to the table because we're an actual shop. Looking around us, we actually really work on motorcycles for a living, not just for YouTube. And we do a lot of racing. I've won a fair number of races. I've raced a ton of, I've lost way more races. But I've built some race-winning bikes for other people, and I'm excited about building this thing. The other really cool part of this is that my kid, Ewan, the younger boy who's on the 125, he is ready for a bigger bike. The 125 is actually working really well for him, but he's right on the cusp of needing more horsepower. And he can ride it, no problem. He's ridden 250s, my 300s, all that. So he's ready for that, and I've been thinking about giving him my Beta 300RR race at the end of the season so I can buy a new bike to build for myself. But then I came up with this idea of building this thing, doing the build series here on YouTube, and then also at the end of it, I think what I'm going to do, well, I know what I'm going to do is after this bike is done, I'm going to get the Beta all shined up after my season of riding it. And then I'm going to let Ewan, my son, who's 15 right now, He'll still be 15 by the time we get done with this thing. And he is going to ride this bike and the beta a whole bunch. We're going to get out with the cameras. We're going to go beat on him, let him ride hard stuff, easy stuff, fast stuff, slow stuff, whatever. And at the end of it, I'm going to let him choose which motorcycle he wants. Now, he already knows about this thing, so it's not a surprise that he's going to get to keep one of them. I think it's going to be really cool. And then after that, when we're done with that, I'm going to give away on YouTube the other motorcycle. So I don't know if it's going to be the YZ, I don't know if it's going to be the Beta, but one of those bikes is going to get given away to you guys. I don't know exactly how we're going to do that. We're probably going to do the whole buy merch thing and get entered into it and all that good stuff. I don't know. I haven't decided on that, but make sure you subscribe, guys, because you're definitely going to have to be a subscriber to win. And also, you're going to want to be up on things because I'll probably have some sort of, I don't know, there'll be incentives in all the videos of this series to help you maybe win the bike. Let's go over this thing and what it absolutely needs. And then after that, we're gonna go over all the things that I wanna do. And then I'm also reaching out to you guys for suggestions on what you want. Like I showed you before, it needs a crank or a full motor rebuild. I have no idea. I don't even know. But the motor's locked up, so it needs that. Obviously, we're gonna need to revalve the suspension. These are very old stickers. I'm sure that that oil in there is gross and all that stuff, so full suspension revalve. We're gonna do new tires, brake pads, all new fluids. I'm gonna tear this thing all the way down to the frame, clean the frame. Never actually done that on a motorcycle. I've taken them down to the frame lots, but I've never like gotten crazy about cleaning them afterwards. So gonna do a lot of cleaning. We're gonna get an 18-inch wheel on this thing. It needs radiators because I believe this is a, yeah, that is a right-hand radiator on the left side. I did not do that. I do not know how that happened, but it's got, anyway, so that's no good. And I'm looking, there's no hose clamp on this top thing, so my guess is it locked up because there's I don't even know. It needs all new plastics. I think it needs a tank. I'm not a big fan of Clark tanks. They're fine, but I like the zip tie tank for these. It sits real nice and low. Needs a seat. I'm sure it needs all the bearings in the chassis, graphic, whatever. It needs a lot. And then when we get it all torn down, we figure out all that stuff, then we're gonna start building this into an actual enduro bike. One thing I am 100% going to do is the hitless system. If you haven't checked it out, HITLISS. It looks really cool. It's a power valve modification upgrade change on these things. It looks super, super cool. I haven't ridden one. I want to know what it's like. I've already talked to him. I'm buying one from him. I'm excited. That's going to be awesome. We're going to put a flywheel weight on it for sure. We're going to valve the suspension specifically for off-road stuff. Probably not hard enduro-y kind of things. We're going to make it a little more stiff than that, but we are going to make it really, really good in the rocks and all that good stuff. And we're going to put a better pipe on it. The stock pipe actually aren't bad, but we're going to put a low-end pipe on it. I'm not sure which one yet. What do you guys want to see us do for this? Now, I'm not going to take everyone's suggestion, and I know one of the very first things that's going to get mentioned is electric start. I don't know. I got burned really bad by the Panthera Motorsports one. I hated that thing. It sucked. I felt like it was a waste of time, energy, money, weight, all that stuff. So I know Fishmoto has one. I just don't know if I want to spend the money. I know that an e-start does make a big difference on an enduro bike, but also since it is going to my 15-year-old kid, I'm not terribly upset if he has to kickstart the motorcycle. I also know he's not going to be upset about kickstarting the motorcycle. So I don't know. We'll think about it. But what else, guys? What other things do you want to see us do to the YZ250? Motor mods, suspension mods, chassis mods, all that stuff. Make sure you comment below. I'm super excited about this, guys. This is going to be a ton of fun. I cannot wait to give away one of these bikes, whether it be this or the Beta. At the end of this series, that is going to be so much fun to do. I know that's what a lot of channels do to gain subscribers, and we're trying to gain subscribers here. We're trying to get to 100,000 and then beyond. I'd love to get to 1 million someday, but you know, baby steps. We just hit 30,000. That's huge. Thank you all so much for that. The next video you're going to see in this series is me completely tearing this thing all the way down to the frame. I mean, every last piece and part of it. We're going to take it home and probably do most of that at my house because, as you can see, we got lots of work here, and I don't need to have this thing in pieces here, taking up my time both mentally, emotionally, and then also just physically. So that's going to go to my house. So like I said, make sure you subscribe. Check out the next video in the series because we're going to be disassembling this thing and figuring out all the things you need. Any people who want to sponsor this, manufacturers who want to sponsor this, I'm not asking for money from you. I'm asking for parts. I mean, if you want to give me money, I'll take that also because this is going to take a ton of work. But more importantly, I'd love to help you guys get further out there in the world. The channel does really well. We get lots of views. If you're interested in being a part of this build, email me, morgan@highland-cycles.com. We can talk about it because I'd love to help you guys get your name out there further. Obviously, I'm going to be reaching out to all my sponsors about this because I know, for XC Gear, Moose Balls, Intech, everybody, whatever, Rocky Mountain ATV, all those guys are going to help out with this thing. I'm super excited about it. Anyway, I hope you guys are excited too. It's going to be so much fun. Make sure you tell all your friends, share this, blah, 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 all the things, and we will see you on the next one.